Last night was my husband's birthday. Well, the whole day was my husband's birthday, but we were speaking to our older children last night and having that conversation about how each of us has a choice in how we want to respond to what's going on during these times. And we can choose to put our attention on that love and light track, or we can choose to put our attention on the fear and worry and anxiety. And obviously, we are human and doing our best. So sometimes we go back and forth between those two different ways of being. And what I have been so loving about showing up for these prayers for the planet is that I can feel how many of us are making the choice to gather in a community and to put our attention and put our heart into the love and the light. And so many more of us are responding to that kind of heart's calling and that kind of soul's calling. And I'm watching all these people kind of get kicked out of their hiding places. So for those of you who haven't been fully being comfortable being seen or heard online are really stretching and growing and embracing that. And so today I wanted to share a quick story about that and read two really beautiful poems that have touched my heart, and then have a moment to tune into your own grandmother spirit soul's calling. And so last week, one of my dear friends who is going through a pretty trying time outside of what's going on with the coronavirus was feeling like she was in a pretty tough place. And she came onto one of these prayers for the planet. And when she left, she got inspired to write again. And she writes the most beautiful, amazing, inspiring poetry. And when I asked her if I could share it, she said she had to sit and think about that, which I completely respect. And she came back and she said, you know what, it's really time for me to start sharing these kind of messages. And that really made my heart sing. And so I'd like to read you a poem she wrote about finding your tribe. And it goes like this. I'm finding my tribe. To my heart it sings. I fluttered around to spread my wings. I darted the wind without a care. The rain sparkled magic in the air. The earth began to dance, play and sing. The energy was flowing, beauty it would bring. The laughter was heard, the smiles you could see. What a beautiful experience this would be. The women came out into the dark night, swaying, singing, and chanting in delight. Moving all over from here to there, a ball of fiery energy brightly flared. The stars were twinkling and falling above. These are moments wrapped up in love. It's by Emma Bird. And so I would love I would love for everyone to give a little shout out and love to Emma. And if you're feeling that kind of connection and feeling the tribe of those of you who have been coming on this prayer for the planet come together, then I'd love to hear a little shout out for that. And so the second poem that she sent me also really resonated with this idea of getting really in touch with your soul's calling, really listening to grandmother's spirit. And I know with so much energy kind of moving around that it can feel a little scattered. So I'm having to really do my practices that help me ground and stay centered. And so this is the message from Emma. Grandmother's spirit is in you, she said. I heard the words and lifted my head. My feet were dancing in the soil below. I looked into her eyes and I said, I know. My heart arose, lifted up to the sky, as the beats of the drums passed on by. I danced my way to the whispering fire. Voices were singing. The universe conspired. Grandmother's spirit is in you, she said. My heart felt compelled to go where it led. I followed songs to the sunrise. The beauty within me was a feast for my eyes. I sat with myself as I stared up above. These are the moments wrapped up in love. Grandmother's spirit is in you, she said. With her words, I laid down my head. And so I'd love for us to just take that imagery into just a minute, couple minutes of closing our eyes. We've made it through another week, and just imagine that you can lay down your head for a few moments. And that grandmother spirit, your soul's calling, your inner guidance can whisper a few words in your ear. And maybe it's for what's next for the next 10 minutes, or maybe it's a deeper calling, a deeper nudge to share yourself or be of service in some way, or make that choice to tune into the love channel. And so let's all just get quiet and listen. And when you're ready to gently come back into group space, group awareness, I'd like to remember the message I just heard, so I'm going to type it into the comment. If you're willing to share yours, feel free to do the same. All right. So if there is any other messages you want to share with this group, with the world, anybody you want to keep in your hearts and your prayers, I am just so grateful for everyone showing up, and I'm looking forward to seeing everyone next week. I'll have some more great guests, and I'll also be showing up more with my own inspiration and my own messages. So be well, everyone. I'll see you soon.